Donald Trump's health is deteriorating rapidly as his administration is collapsing rapidly. Yesterday, we saw Donald Trump making posts calling for his own impeachment, whether he posted that on purpose or accidentally. He posted it over the weekend. It was bizarre QAnon post after another QAnon post coming from Donald Trump. He was posting bizarre AI images of himself as some like gigantic fascist robot killing people. It was very bizarre. And then we saw video emerge this weekend of Donald Trump walking through the White House with a really bad limp with his grandkid, and we've been seeing how he has struggled to walk in straight lines. Of course, there was Donald Trump when he rolled out the red carpet for Vladimir Putin back in Alaska. He couldn't walk in a straight line. He zigzags. When he was in Japan recently, the Prime Minister Takaishi of Japan had to literally help Donald Trump because he couldn't walk straight there. So we're seeing this develop over and over again. And of course, the claim by the White House that this is simply chronic venous insufficiency is something that people really aren't buying, or else it's progressed to like stage 5 or 6 chronic venous insufficiency at this point. But many are suspecting these could be mini strokes. Many are suspecting this could be major cardiovascular and or kidney and or potentially liver issues. But we're not getting transparency. Of course, Donald Trump said in the past 2 weeks that he got an MRI back in October, but he didn't know the body part where the MRI took place. And the reporter said, "What do you mean you don't know the body part? Was it your brain?" And Donald Trump's like, "I don't know. Who knows where you get MRIs?" Everybody knows where you get the MRI. And the fact that he's been back to the doctors getting advanced imaging so frequently tells us that there's potentially something very, very serious right here. So let's take a look. It was actually one of our reporters at the MeidasTouch network over at Patriot Takes that first surfaced this reporting right here about Donald Trump posting about impeaching himself. It was then picked up by other media outlets after this from the Daily Beast. Confused Trump 79 mistakenly amplifies calls to impeach himself. Patriot Takes, who was writing for us on this one, they said, Trump accidentally boosted anti-Trump account, impeach Trump a third time. So Donald Trump posts this image of Senator Mark Kelly, and it says, "You can refuse illegal orders," which is a statement of the law. And this account was a Democratic account saying you can refuse illegal orders, just stating what the truth is. And then it says, "Impeach Trump a third time." And they're mocking Donald Trump that you want to have military tribunals and you want to kill Democratic lawmakers for saying that you can refuse illegal orders, which is literally in the military code. And so this "Impeach Trump a third time" account was mocking Trump, but Trump reposted to impeach himself for a third time. That's data point number one. Also, Donald Trump dressing up like Zoran Mamdani. If it wasn't weird enough that Donald Trump looked like he was in love with Mamdani in the Oval Office, Donald Trump went out this weekend as he was leaving on the taxpayer dime yet again, likely to go golfing and do whatever the hell he does to hide from the American people. He literally dressed up as Mamdani. He dropped the makeup for a day. And it's like he wanted to go out. Like when I was a little kid, I wanted to dress up like Batman. And I had my parents when I was 2 years old, or 3 years old, take me to the park. I'm like, "Can I be Batman?" He wanted to be Mamdani. So he literally did the turtleneck and dressed up like Mamdani. By the way, look at what he looked like when he was with Mamdani on Friday. You can see like how happy he was right there. Okay, another data point. Then I'm going to get to Trump not being able to walk with his grandkid or struggling to walk with his grandkid. Again, looking kind of like symptoms of dementia. I don't know. I'm giving you my opinions, of course, but that's what it looks like. So Donald Trump, when he was dressed up in that Mamdani outfit of his, he was asked by reporters about what he thought about Jair Bolsonaro, the former leader of Brazil who tried to lead an insurrection and who had been sentenced to 20 plus years in prison in Brazil, who tried to escape this weekend and was arrested. Jair Bolsonaro was arrested. Their Supreme Court, unlike our Supreme Court, held Jair Bolsonaro accountable. So Trump was asked about it. Now, when I play you this clip, Trump either did not hear the question, but pretended that he heard the question and said, "Yeah, I spoke to Jair." Really? When he was escaping, you spoke to him and you heard from him? And Donald Trump said, "We're planning on meeting soon." Dude's going to prison. What did you talk about? So Donald Trump either imagined a conversation that he didn't have, he's lying about the conversation because he just misheard or didn't even hear what the question was, but he lies about everything. Like, yeah, I heard, I spoke to that leader. Of course I spoke to him. The way he lies about speaking with world leaders all the time. Or he was speaking with Bolsonaro when Bolsonaro was trying to escape. And then watch Donald Trump realize really? He's going to prison? Huh? Yeah, you should know these things as the freaking president of the United States. Here, play this clip.
Do you have any comment about Bolsonaro's arrest? Former Brazilian president.
So I spoke last night to the gentleman you just referred to, and we're going to be meeting, I believe, in the very near future.
Sir, are you willing about the president being arrested today? What? Any comment about the former Brazilian president being arrested today?
No, I don't know anything about it.
Are you willing? Mr. President, are you willing?
I didn't hear. Is that what happened?
Yes, there's a citation.
That's too bad. That's too bad. No, I just think it's too bad.
But then when Caroline Leavitt was asked, did he speak with Bolsonaro? You just heard Donald Trump say he did, right? But then Caroline Leavitt, Trump's chief propagandist, says, no, he didn't. Okay, well, then what the hell is going on here? Because it seems like this guy's got dementia. Play this clip.
Because the president was asked about the former Brazilian president being arrested, and he mentioned that he spoke with this gentleman. Did he speak with Bolsonaro the day before he was arrested?
Not to my knowledge. I don't know if that call took place or not. It may have. I can get you a firm answer on that, Raquel. I know it's of great importance to you for your reporting. As for meetings on Venezuela, there's meetings on a range of topics inside this building all of the time. And the president is constantly apprised of what's going on in the world, what's going on in the news, and he's very well written into all of the things that his team are working on.
And then you have AOC putting out a statement that I agree with right here saying, look, Trump's behavior, it's not just shocking and dangerous, but it indicates a level of instability that he's making post after post to kill Democratic lawmakers and to hang them, saying George Washington would hang them to death because they said don't follow unlawful orders. And she's right. I mean, it speaks to more than just a dangerous level. To me, it speaks to 25th Amendment. Here, play this clip right here.
To be honest, the president's remarks I think, indicate a level of instability. It's not just shocking, it's not just offensive, it's bizarre, it is erratic, it's volatile, and I think it indicates a mental state that we should all be questioning right now, whether that's emotional, mental, what have you. It is not normal to make these accusations. It is not normal to invoke these kinds of threats of violence. And it's also not normal to also dramatically misquote, as Caroline Leavitt was doing, what these members of Congress said. They made a very clear message to U.S. service members, which is that you do not have to obey an illegal order. And I think that's an important message to reiterate, because this administration seems to be increasingly trying to go down that path.
And as I mentioned at the outset, Donald Trump spent the weekend posting these weird QAnon posts. He posted a cartoon of himself that says, "Do it, Q. Time to obliterate the deep state. Do it, Q." QAnon, an actual death cult that says that Trump should conduct mass executions on Capitol Hill. That's what it means when it says the storm is coming. Then Donald Trump goes, TikTok, TikTok. This is where Donald Trump posted like an AI cartoon of himself about to kill these lawmakers, or like they're bending on their knees for him as like some like robotic fascist Nazi king or something. And it says, "No one shall escape his justice." And it has lawmakers bending on their knees. I mean, some bizarre stuff. Donald Trump posting, "I have just gotten the highest poll numbers of my political career," when his poll numbers are literally the worst they've ever been. And now, as I said, this was Donald Trump walking BP, you can go and play the B-roll right here. This is Donald Trump walking with his grandkid. Watch as he struggles to walk. You see his leg. Again, that's a sign of, in my view, dementia. But again, I don't know for a fact, but that's a sign to me. This guy can't even really walk right now. I mean, look, former President Biden was riding bikes like fast, and you saw him out like running. Trump can't even walk right now, and we saw it right there. This video was posted, I think, by Ivanka, and that's how we got that video. As the Irish Star writes, Donald Trump sparks fresh health concerns as he spotted dragging his leg and limping. By the way, other data points as well. You had Caroline Levitt going on a show with the New York Post, Miranda Devine. This is a podcast that they host where she talks about how when people go in the Oval Office, Donald Trump sniffs them. He sprays his staff with cologne and perfume and starts sniffing. What are we even talking about here, folks? After all the data points I gave you, can we recognize that this guy's like a psychopathic lunatic? He's sniffing people in the Oval Office. Here, play this clip.
The Syrian president came in and President Trump sprayed perfume all over him. And I just wondered, did he smell?
No. Let me tell you, that happens all the time, not just with the Syrian president, but I've seen it with other foreign leaders. I've seen it with members of our cabinet, myself. He has a cologne and a perfume. Yes. He's just showing off his wonderful sense. He's very generous.
And then even yesterday, Donald Trump announced he was going to roll out a health plan. Pretty big deal, right? And then immediately retracted and goes, actually, nope, I'm not doing it. Here, play this clip.
We're learning President Trump is planning to unveil a new health care proposal. And at this point, we're still waiting to know exactly what's in it, but we're told it could include a temporary extension of the Enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies, which are due to expire at the end of the year. They were at the center of the government shutdown. However, the subsidies could come with some fresh guardrails that could include new income limits and a requirement that everyone pay some form of a premium. Now, we should note that if the subsidies do expire, millions of Americans are expected to see their premiums more than double next year. Zach Cooper is joining us now. He's a professor of health policy at Yale University. Zach, thanks for being here. As I noted, we are very much still waiting for specifics here. I'm sorry, this has actually been, sorry, Zach, we're getting breaking news while I'm talking to you. I have learned that the White House has postponed its expected unveiling of this new health care proposal. It was expected to be unveiled today. We'll learn more, hopefully, about that in the coming moments. But again, this is postponed, but we can talk about the ideas here.
He's cutting videos like this where he's selling his cologne and perfume for $199. Like, there are real world issues, and he's making ads selling his freaking cologne right here. Play this clip.
Fragrances are here. They make a great Christmas present. I've named them Fight, Fight, Fight because they represent winning. We all want to be winning. We have to win as a nation. We want to win as a family. This fragrance is all about strength and success and confidence.
And here was the video where Donald Trump talked about the MRI and saying that he doesn't know what body part the MRI was on. Let me show you this right here.
Mr. President, could you tell us why you needed to get an MRI? I understand that the results were good, but what was it for?
Because it's part of my physical. Getting an MRI is very standard. Well, you think I shouldn't have it? Other people got it.
Typically, an MRI
I had an MRI. Here's what the story is. I had an MRI. The doctor said it was the best result he has ever seen as a doctor. That's it. But I had an MRI as part of my standard yearly, or I think they do it every 2 years, but I have the physical every year. And the result was outstanding.
Was it your brain?
Did you know? I have no idea what they analyzed, but whatever they analyzed it well. And they said that I had as good a result as they've ever seen. Now, the other thing I took, as you know, a very advanced test on mental acuity, because I think a president should have to do that. And as you probably heard, I aced it. I got a perfect score. I got the highest score. I got a perfect score. And the only reason I tell you that is it's one subject, unlike Biden and others that you can take off your plate.
By the way, Dr. Jonathan Reiner, Dick Cheney's former cardiologist, opined as follows. Let me share this with you right here. Let's play it.
Medical analyst, Dr. Jonathan Reiner. Most of us do not get an MRI as part of a normal physical. Aren't they typically used to detect things like strokes and aneurysms and tumors? I mean, do you have any clues as to why the president would have gotten an MRI?
It's not part of a routine screening. There's been really a lack of candor. The big question is what prompted his MRI? So what symptoms were they concerned about? What particular type of MRI was performed? Was it a brain MRI? Was it a cardiac MRI? Was it an MRI of spine, of his prostate? What prompted a concern that would take him in a relatively unscheduled way to Walter Reed for this testing? Why didn't they tell us that? Didn't they disclose that he was tested when Dr. Barbarella issued his report after the president's visit? And now, why won't they tell us exactly why the testing was performed and the results? I think without that, then there's really no trust.
Here is a former Trump deputy press secretary, Sarah Matthews, saying that the 25th Amendment should be called on Trump. Play this clip.
Yeah, I think the gaslighting coming from this administration is mind-boggling, but not surprising. Watching the White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, and others defend this is absolutely insane to me. I mean, if this was any other president, we would be having conversations about the 25th Amendment if they were calling for the opposing party, members of the opposing party, to be hanged. And instead, she flips this over on how, well, they're inciting violence. And to me, it looks like the president is the one very clearly inciting violence here.
And then I'll just leave you with this as well, because, there's a lot of clips of Donald Trump that we play and all of this, but this one right here, I just got to resurface it right here. When Donald Trump was giving that interview with ABC, and he started saying that Abrego Garcia had the letters MS and the numbers 13 on his knuckles, when that was quite literally drawn on the knuckles by the White House. Like, Abrego had tattoos that didn't say MS-13, but his tattoos just had like a skull and a marijuana plant or a leaf or something like that. So the Trump White House wrote MS-13 on it. So then Trump's like, no, it literally says MS-13. It doesn't. But like, this is the individual who's ordering war crimes take place off the coast of Venezuela. Like, this is the guy who declared a trade war against the world that has destroyed American farmers, construction workers, manufacturers, consumers, all of us, as inflation is surging. Like, we literally have a psychopathic maniac, and I'm not trying to be hyperbolic. I just think I make a compelling case when I show all of these videos. Anyway, this is Donald Trump with the MS-13. I mean, this gets crazier every time I look at it. Play this clip.
He wasn't a member of a gang. And then they looked, and on his knuckles, he had MS-13.
There's a dispute.
Well, wait a minute. He had MS-13 on his knuckles tattooed.
He had some tattoos that are interpreted that way. But let's move on.
Wait a minute. Hey, Terry.
He did not have the letter MS-13.
It says MS-13.
That was Photoshopped. So let me
That was Photoshopped. Terry, you can't do that. Hey, they're giving you the big break of a lifetime. You're doing the interview. I picked you because, frankly, I never heard of you, but that's okay. But I picked you, Terry. But you're not being very nice. He had MS-13 tattooed.
Right, we'll agree to disagree. I want to move on to something else.
Terry, do you want me to show you the picture?
I saw the picture.
And you think it was Photoshop? Well,
here we go.
Don't Photoshop it. Don't look at his hand. He had MS-13.
He did have tattoos that can be interpreted that way. I'm not an expert on them. I want to turn to Ukraine, sir. I want to get to Ukraine.
No. He had MS, as clear as you can be, not interpreted. This is why people no longer believe the news, because
when
it's
he was
fake
photographed
news.
in El Salvador, they aren't there. But let's just go. They aren't there when he's in El Salvador.
They weren't there, but they're there now, right?
No,
but
they're in your picture.
Terry.
Ukraine, sir.
He's got MS-13 on his knuckles.
All right.
Okay?
Well, we'll take a look.
You do such a disservice.
We'll take a look at that,
Why don't you just say, yes, he does, and, go on to something else?
It's contested.
And then, of course, when Donald Trump during the shutdown kept on posting sombreros on Democratic leader Jeffrey's head, sombreros after sombreros, it's just very strange, very, very weird behavior. Just, I don't know who behaves like this. So we'll keep you posted every step of the way, but I wanted to lay out that case. And he's out there making posts calling for his own impeachment. Please, 25th Amendment. I mean, for real, I know this cabinet is so feckless, so weak, so supine. Just let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million.
I'm Michael Popok, and I got some big news for our audience. Most of you know me as the co-founder of MeidasTouch's Legal AF and the Legal AF YouTube channel, or as a 35-year national trial lawyer. Now, building on what we started together on Legal AF, I've launched a new law firm, the Popok Firm, dedicated to obtaining justice through compassionate and zealous legal representation. At the Popok Firm, we are focused on obtaining justice for those who have been injured or damaged by a life-altering event by securing the highest dollar recoveries. I've been tirelessly fighting for justice for the last 35 years, so my own law firm organically building on my Legal AF work just feels right. And I've handpicked a team of top-tier trial fighters and settlement experts throughout all 50 states known as big auto injury attorneys who have the know-how to beat heartless insurance companies, corporations, government entities, and their attorneys. Big Auto's attorneys working with my firm are rock stars in their respective states and collectively responsible for billions of dollars in recoveries. So if you or a loved one have been on the wrong side of a catastrophic auto, motor vehicle, rideshare, or truck accident, suffered a personal injury, or been the victim of medical malpractice, employment harassment or discrimination, or suffered a violation of your civil and constitutional rights, then contact the Popok Firm today at 1-877-POPOK-AF or by visiting my website at www.thepopokfirm.com and fill out a free case evaluation form. And if we determine that you have a case and you sign with us, we don't get paid unless you do. The Popok Firm, fighting for your justice every step of the way.